in this thing. You can't roll with us if your last name don't got no loyalty. Podcast party poppin', but you already knew. I've been rolling with these folks. This that Monday Night Crew. Millennials versus the world like. Millennials versus the world like you. Millennials versus the world like. Millennials versus the world like you. Millennials versus the world. Millennials versus the world like you. Millennials versus the world like. Millennials versus the world like you.
Yo, what's happening, good people, man? Welcome back to another episode of the Monday Night Crew. It's your boy K.Mims, the only spot you get authenticity and entertainment at the same time. I got the ladies of the show, Miss Asia, Princess, and Brittany. What's happening?
Hello.
What up, what up? I got my bros, Louis B, DJ J Dub. What's happening? What's happening?
What's up? What's up?
What's going on?
All right.
Happy Columbus Day.
Oh, wow.
Indigenous Peoples Day. Don't start. Don't
Hey,
start.
go ahead, bro.
Get him.
Indigenous
Get
Peoples
him.
Day.
Hey, mute his mic.
Yeah, for real. Hey,
Already out the gate.
That man said,
Before we get started, I ain't trying to start up. I do got a true question that I ain't tell nobody. Am I tripping about what we seeing Tia do in real time?
About the wedding ring?
No, I'm gonna be real. This might not be like, but I just have a question. I'm not saying she shouldn't have got a divorce. I'm not saying she shouldn't have did her reality show.
mm-hmm.
But like, isn't all the things she's asking for is what a relationship would give you? And I'm not telling people how quick they should move on. But like, is it not a little weird that all this is in front street? Like everything's in Front Street, what she's going through in real time right now, or am I tripping? I really want to know.
In
think
my
so.
opinion, no. Go ahead, Jay.
No, you go ahead.
I just think in this day and time, like that's what people do.
Yes.
Like if my business is already gonna be in the streets, like, and if someone's gonna give me a check to do a reality show, and y'all already in my business anyway, people they gotta make money out here. And at this point in her life, I mean, like I'm sure still getting a bag off of Sister and other things, but like she's only doing like Lifetime movies. Like, and that's no shade because I love Tia and Tamara, but you know what I mean? Like Lifetime ain't paying but so much. Like she's not in any like major film. So
Yeah.
that sounds shady. I'm not being shady.
I'm not gonna cap.
Yeah,
I'm not being shady.
It's
I'm
the
not
truth.
It's
yeah, I'm
real.
just telling the truth. Like, yeah, I love Tia and Tamara, but yeah. So I mean, hey, she just getting to the bag and telling her truth, I guess. So hey, get it how you live.
Don't, man, be over it. Don't be on TV crying and all that stuff after you done. Be over it. I feel like it blurs the picture. Like you saying, be in my business, but she don't put enough out there to give clarification on either side. You know what I'm saying? Like you out there, you're showing it, but you ain't really talking about it in depth to really give people a clear notion of not what happened necessarily, but even where you stand or whatever. That's the part that throws me off. But I ain't gonna get too.
What is this show on?
Yeah.
Do we know?
It might be Lifetime.
It's probably gonna be on Mississippi.
I don't know. I really don't know though.
I plan to watch, but I haven't like gotten to it yet. But yeah, I was just wondering.
I watched the first one. It wasn't super. It was okay. But anyway, man, let's get into social news. All right, man. So it was either yesterday or the day before. Glorilla dropped What You Know About Me, with featuring Sexy Red.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start. I hate to say this. Y'all remember when the City Girls first came out?
Mm-hmm.
And they could not miss for that span of time, and it was just like anything they touched was fire.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, yo. The way Glorilla is going in right now, she can't miss, dog. And I'm gonna be
That's
real,
my girl.
yo. And that's the way you do like she remade "Wipe Me Down." If you don't know, if you haven't watched the video, it was kind of like a play on "Wipe Me Down." I love when the artist who made the original song is in the video. It makes it 10 times better. And I'm not gonna lie. That's probably the first song that was remade that challenges the original with her twist that she put on it for a woman. I'm not gonna lie. That joint is fire. It's absolute fire, bro. And I ain't gonna Sexy Red a vibe too. I hate to say that out loud, but I gotta be honest about it.
I hate that girl.
She a vibe. Musically, she's a vibe, dog.
She is.
You ain't being honest if you say she not. She's a
Yeah.
vibe.
She got catchy. She got catchy songs. The other
That's
stuff
the vibe.
I could do without.
What other stuff, Lewis?
The lip gloss.
Oh yeah, like her
Yeah.
MTV lip gloss. Yeah.
Yeah.
We just
That's
talking about the
classic.
music. Yeah.
I do wish that I mean it was great, but I do wish that Boosie had a verse in there. I feel like that would have amped it up a little bit more than what it already was. But it was good. I can't say anything negative about it.
Y'all don't think the remix is coming?
Hey, all I'm gonna say is this. I need to hear a blend from that into the original Wipe Me Down December 7th. Is all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna lose my mind. Hey, that blend from the original Wipe Me Down into, because this is the thing I think about Glorilla that I really like. Outside, I know we talking about the video, but outside of that, it's something I get she with the city girl movement and she, doing her thing, but it's something different about the way she puts it out there. I don't know, bro. It seems a lot more like she's really like that versus putting on a show. Like she's really moving the way she says. You know what I mean? It seems very genuine the way she is as a person. It don't seem like she putting on. And it's kind of like her energy says, like, I'm here for a good time, whether you with it or not. It ain't it, bro. That joint goes.
I think Glorilla has a bit more substance to her music. Like that, yeah, Glow. The visuals that she put along with the song talked about her come up, right? Where she was working in fast food and how she made the progressions to be where she is now. So you kind of want her to win in a sense, right? Because of the humility that she approaches her music with, and she's still humble, right? When she does interviews and things, she's like, I can't believe it's me, right? So I think that that aids in her, in people wanting to see her win. I hate to disagree, brother. I think Victoria Monet's "On My Mama" was probably a better challenge to the original. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, brother.
Neck and neck, bro. Neck and neck.
Okay, there we go. Okay, cool.
I would agree with Lewis on that too. And I do think like with Glorilla, like to your point, Keenan, like even I forget which video it was, but she had invited like this family that created a dance like to her song. Like she invited them, the family, right, to be a part of the official music video. And like stuff like that just feels so like she's really like about community. She really hears the fans, like she's really in with the culture. And she's progressing with it, right? And so I think that like her timing with stuff is just amazing. So shout out to her. She's awesome.
And like the video itself, I love the fact that it felt like the early 2000s. Like in the nail salon, the hair salon, the girls had the roller, they was getting roller sets. Like it was giving bills.
That was dope.
It was giving bills. Like I love that vibe.
Yeah,
even the brand, the clothing brands.
Yeah.
Ain't it like the little baby fat coat vibe that they had on?
It was a baby fat coat. Yeah.
And Sexy Red, you know what I'm saying? Like that was a great. You know what I like about them? That when I'm gonna go back to this point real quick. I want to say, was it Cardi B? I can't remember, but like when Nicki Minaj was on top and the women first started coming to the game, you saw a lot less collaboration from women at the beginning when the scene was a lot more muddy, so to speak, from a talent perspective. But like now to see two women that are hot and willing to collab with each other, Megan Thee Stallion does it as well, but we're talking about Glorilla. But like, I love the fact that two women are at the top of the game don't mind hopping on the track together and it don't feel forced. You know what I'm saying? And they actually good at what they do, because this is going to be ignorant and I don't condone everything she does. Sexy Red has that same type of energy, like that positive, like I don't really care what you think about me. I'm me. I'm going to go into it like this. So it's a great combination musically and energy wise. When they were outside recently doing the dance to is that Gorilla song too? Top. That's Gorilla song too, right?
Yeah, give me head. I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And Prince says like, why I get that question? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
I was just singing the song.
You see what I'm saying?
It's a lot more words in there, Princess, than just that.
But that was the part that he was singing.
Hey, Princess, the question is.
I walked into that.
You did. Anything else on Gorilla, the new video she just dropped? Anything else on that? All right. So recently, I think this was this morning, man. This was news to the whole crew. T.I. and Young Dro go on Breakfast Club this morning, man. Super dope interview. You know, I didn't know, but Young Dro has been struggling with a sobriety. He's been on a journey versus addiction. But the clip that we're talking about, I'm not able to play it, but just to give context, they're interviewing and Dro is talking about his journey. And a comedian or one of his friends in the background keep laughing at him while he's talking. And he comes up and he speaks and he talks about how, you know, he had overdose and then his daughter had got on drugs, and the comedian laughs again. And he turned around and was like, hey, dog, I'm about to slap the shit out of you. Excuse my language, but that's what he said. And the room got really tense. So the thing I kind of want to offer up to the group, A, do y'all think he was wrong in his approach? And do you think the person in the background was a hidden hater? So was Young Dro wrong in his approach of addressing him like that when he kept, because he laughed multiple times, it wasn't one time.
Yeah.
And do you think it's people like that that are hidden haters, or you think it was just bad timing and it went where it went?
No, I think he was definitely a hidden hater. I think Envy egged it on a lot too, though, because he kept referring, and T.I. did to a certain extent, and then once he saw the seriousness in it, he calmed down. Because at the beginning, T.I. kind of turned around and was like, hey, man, like, boy back here dying laughing, you know, trying to play it off. But I think that after he started talking about the overdosing and the daughter getting on drugs, like, that's I mean, nothing else really to laugh about.
Right.
And I think he handled himself very well, because most people would lay hands on him, for sure.
Yeah.
And the other guy, he was like chiming into the conversation. He was like, it was a bad pill. Like, he was just kind of saying stuff the whole time while he was laughing too. Yeah, I definitely, it was some hidden hater vibes for sure.
Yeah. And I really admire the way T.I. kind of jumped in, like, hey, man, like, if y'all came here with me, y'all know why we here. Like, keep the main thing, because I actually like the fact that Young Dro was actually able to calm down when T.I. told him, like, hey, bro, remember why I'm here. And he addressed but, like, bro was just out of pocket. And dude is a comedian. His name is K-Dub, I believe. He's a comedian in the Atlanta area. But this is my thing. It wasn't your moment, dog. It's not your moment. Comedian, it's not your moment, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out the way. Stop trying to be seen by everybody. And I wish he would have got up and put hands on him. I wish he wouldn't have stopped saying something. I get how it looks from a camera perspective, but like, you kept doing it because you ain't think nothing was gonna happen. Like, we would have known you unless they brought you up there and you laughed. No funny. Yeah, I think, you know, I agree and understand Dro's perspective. It hurt because he was talking about something serious. What I think was beautiful about it is you could tell T.I. was talking to Dro differently. Like, they share a really deep bond. Yeah. You know, and he looked at Dro, he's like, hey, you know, I know where you are. I know, you know, he's kind of like, hey, dismiss it. But I think in moments where emotions run high, it's kind of hard to conduct yourself accordingly. You know what I mean? But I thought it was great. I thought it was good to see conflict resolved openly like that. Because later on in the interview, Dro apologized as well. Right. Even though I don't think he did anything wrong. Right. But he just put that on display, you know, for the world. So I think they could have edited it. You know what I'm saying? They could have not kept it. But I think it was good for them to show the entire interaction to show us that we can get through situations like that. Because that happens. That's true. For sure. AJ, what you have did, bro? Lay hands.
On air.
Laid hands.
You weren't praying for him either, right? You wouldn't be praying for him either.
Father, the son.
I'm sorry, Jay. I had to do it. Hey, look, Jay, lay hands. But anyway, salute the Young Dro being sober for almost 4 years. I think he said, man, you know, addiction is a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing. So, hey, look, salute to him. Man, last but not least, before we transition up, man. So, Halle Bailey and DDG, if you don't know, they're a young couple. Recently had a baby. I don't even think the baby's a year yet. Is he?
I don't think so.
No.
The baby's not even a year yet, man. They recently had a very public divorce. I'm not going to start off on this. I just want to know y'all's raw and uncut opinion from how it was said and how it played out, and the thoughts on their relationship in general.
Wait a minute. Let's take divorce. Let's reframe that.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
They're not married.
Oh, my bad. My fault, y'all. I didn't mean divorce. Break up. My bad. Thank you, Princess. My fault. So they broke up. What's y'all thoughts on the relationship and then them breaking up?
We'll let you go first.
Me?
Yeah. What's your thoughts?
Man, I'm gonna say this, and then see, I wasn't supposed to go first, but I'm gonna go first because
I know that's
what go first. Y'all remember Friday night when we were talking about when women get on a certain level, they stop wanting the things that we think they want. When we're like, that episode hasn't dropped yet, but remember we was talking about how like when they elevate, like their need becomes different from the things they can already provide for themselves.
Mhm.
I think this is a great example of like he must have made her laugh a couple of times. He must have been cool something that she wasn't used to that she didn't get before. Because I personally just don't see the similarities in what he was doing and where she was going. I do not see the connection there. And it's like when they broke up, and I saw how Buddy was all on the internet, like went on this breakup tour to start talking about her. Like to me, those characteristics you have to seen that before that breakup happened, like that level of immaturity. Because at that point, dog, you're not even protecting the brand. Like, okay, people are saying he trapped her with a baby. Earth 99, let's say that's true. I'm not gonna give those type of vibes afterwards because you just making it look more and more like that. Like, why are you talking about the sex life? Why are you talking about, oh, if you 22, just be out here and grind? No disrespect to streamers, no disrespect to him because he's making a lot of money. But like, you weren't winning in that. You were winning in that situation, not her. To me, and I'm sorry, dog. Like, and it goes back to the point. I think when women get to a certain caliber, their needs are not what we think they are. It's about what they want, not what they need. And bro just looked up.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was just that. I think he just lucked up. Like, I don't even think she wanted him or needed him at any point in life. She just so happened to lay down with him and get a baby. Like, if I'm being real about it, I don't know. She never came. She also doesn't broadcast her relationship at all. So I do feel like I couldn't read her really, right? And her sister, they're very private girls. But then together, it was, I don't know. I'm like you, Kenan. I didn't really feel the connection. I feel like it was a clout chase from him, and he won. If I'm being honest, he got the trophy. He fumbled the bag because he let it go. But I don't know. Their relationship was weird. I'm happy she's in a happier space. She seems to be in a happier space. I just pray that they can co-parent because he looked like he's a hell of a baby daddy. God damn. Like, they were in the courts.
I don't want to talk bad about no black man.
I mean, well, I'll say it. He's gonna go ahead. He's definitely about to be that baby that's gonna drag her ass through the mud. No matter which way you flip it, how it happens. Do I think the relationship was genuine? I can't be the one to say it wasn't because I don't really know them personally. And yeah, genuine looks different for other people. It could have started out as like a clout chasing, then hey, it got really serious. My thing is, I don't know if this had to play a factor, but I did read some things about it. Having a baby in the media that much and to become a meme, I don't know if that played a lot into how she lives her private life. And he is a promoter. He is a person that wants to be in the spotlight, wants to do those things because that's a part of his brand. So I think maybe that clash was a lot for her too. And you're watching those things, and yeah, we all laugh at it because the memes are funny. But in reality, this is your child. And that's a lot to deal with for me personally. So he definitely though. I didn't see the part you were talking about where he said talking about the sex and stuff. That's some childish stuff.
Was that fake?
He claims it was fake.
So Jay,
what was said?
He put on his close friends. He put on his close friends. He said something plus the head was trash. And I guess one of the close friends screenshotted it and leaked it to the mainstream.
Yeah, the head was trash. Your meat was small when we broke up. Like, all right, cool. That's what you got. But in actuality, that little meat and that trash head got that baby. So don't worry about all that. Okay? Y'all worried about the wrong stuff. I hate when people do that. Like, come on, man.
Hey Jay, you wild boy.
No, I'm just being real. They need to be honest with themselves. I hate when people do that. Like, you sound stupid.
Boy, you wild.
I'm just glad it's not me today.
Yo, Jay wild boy. He said, okay, the head was trash and the meat was small.
Yeah, like, oh, okay, that's what we get it. We get it. You were just over here suffering in silence. We get it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. So Asia, Brittany, before we transition to the topics of the night.
I do just want to say, like, I did get to see, like, because I think there were parts of the relationship that I think was dope to see, right? Like, I think it was dope to see, like, this young Black couple that, like, I think back to, like, when she didn't win, like, a certain award, and, like, he held, like, this whole, like, little, it was very corny, but very cute, like, award ceremony for her, right? Like, I think that we have seen moments that it was Black love on display, right? Which I think is cool. The problem that I have, though, is like when things don't work out, and sometimes they just don't work out, and that could be the end of it, right? It could be like, this was Black love. It was a beautiful love story. Like, it was an unlikely match that somehow worked out, and it did not, and it just didn't last, right? And I think it could have ended there, because where she is an amazing mom and she shows that on social media, I think that he also shows that he's a very active father. And so I don't want that part to get like lost in all the things, because whether he's showing his son a lot, how many other rappers, how many other streamers, how many other Black fathers, like obviously on the interweb, on the internet, they're not with their kid as often, like, if I can be so honest. And so for me, I think that was something that was beautiful to see. So I do think, like, no matter what happens with the relationship, I don't agree with him going on like this tour. I thought that was weird, but I think it could have easily just been like it was a good moment. We started a family and it just didn't work out. We can continue to co-parent.
I like that. One person will say to Asia, to your point, Asia, that does put their family on display is the baby.
Oh yes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Very true.
All right, so we about to get into the topics of the night. I'm handing over to my good people, Lewis and Princess, man. They bringing the vibes for the night, man. Let's get it.
Okay. So keeping up with the topic that we just talked about, do y'all feel like babies actually ruin relationships? Or do y'all just feel like people really be out here just not really liking each other for real?
Oh, that's a good one.
Get them. They start all that joint. I'm gonna step back.
Hey, I want to hear Asia's position, because she, outside of Princess, you don't have any children. What on the outside looking in, what do you see in that scenario?
I think y'all don't like each other for real. I think it's so funny, and how I'm gonna say this is gonna sound wild, but like, you know how people say, like, when you drink or something like that, it just magnifies how you're already feeling. Like, it doesn't actually, it's just a magnifying glass. I feel like it's like that when you have a baby, because when you have a child, you now are in a stressful situation. So now you get to see, like, those little things. It's like, okay, so you're not like someone that's just gonna jump in, and you're not a problem solver for real. Like, you're literally watching our baby cry. Okay, so you're not actually a provider because we're still out of milk. Okay, so you're not a good communicator because you're not hearing what I'm saying, you know, about the child. So I think it becomes like a buildup of things that you've probably tried to ignore before, and I think the baby just becomes a magnifying glass.
So I'll challenge you, Asia. No, but I'll challenge I'll challenge Asia and say, what if you didn't know those things about yourself, right? So it's easy for the partner to say that, but then, like, what if you didn't know that? Because having a baby, man, it brings
reveals.
A lot of things that you are now learning about yourself, and it's like, oh, okay, hold on, I don't want to be a provider for real. I don't want to communicate for real, right? Like, these are things that I didn't know that were a problem for me, but now that we have a baby, we can't go out anymore. We can't have sex when we want to have sex because the baby's yelling and screaming in our ear. We can't do any of the things that we used to do on a norm without having to worry or be responsible for a little human. That now it's just kind of like, it's not so much of a reality check for the relationship, but it can sometimes be a reality check for the individual themselves. And that's why I kind of lean more onto babies can ruin a relationship if you don't know self first, like individually, because you can always work on things in a relationship. If I know me, then I now it's times 10, and it's like, yeah, but I've been showing you this, I've been communicating with you, so you can't call me out on that. So let's talk about this and how we can move forward with the baby, because we can't do all those things that we used to do anymore. That's my only.
That's real.
Do you feel like the baby ruins it, or do you feel like the baby is used as an excuse? Because it's convenient to say. You get what I'm saying? Like, I get that all the challenges come with, with in a relationship when you have the baby, but is it just because it's easier to say the baby ruined it versus it's us?
For some, I think for some people do use it as an excuse. I think some people legit cannot handle having a baby and handling life in itself. You can't just put the baby to the side and do you. Like, there's a physical human here that you have no choice but to provide for. So some people can use it as an excuse. Some people genuinely just can't.
Yeah.
And let me just add this real quick, because Britt, I do agree with you. And I still stand 10 toes down. I think the baby's a magnifying glass, right? Because what just came to my mind is
stand on it, Asia.
No, because it's also to what Britt said, because I think that the baby then becomes a magnifying glass to that individual person, right? Like, it's now showing things that was in you. You knew you were a lazy worker. So why did you think you were going to be the most productive parent in the world? Like, it's like, no, the baby's now showing the things. But I think about those people who have babies hoping that it saves a relationship.
Oh, man.
And it doesn't, right? Like, at
That's
that point,
the worst thing you could think.
It's not the baby. It's y'all.
Yeah, it's a great point.
And I think it's I've been getting in trouble with percentages lately. I just think it's a very low percent of people.
But yet you always.
Here you go.
Give us one, Keaton.
No, I'm gonna say like 7% of people actually mean to have like bruh.
He keeping his numbers low today.
I'm gonna speak for myself.
Okay.
And experiences and everything. It's rare that somebody actually meant to have a child with somebody, and when they first met them, their intention was like, oh, I could see me be a parent with this person. A lot of people just be practicing shooting up the club, and when you shoot it up and it stick, you be like, oh, damn, I did like you, I did love you, but I'm not sure if I signed up for this. Because I see people loving to do the action more. You mess around and get this person pregnant, or y'all mess around and have a kid, but it's like, hey, yo, did you really ask all the right questions? Was you really in this to be a parent with this person, or was you really just digging? And that was cool. Like, because people don't, this is what I hate. This is going to sound bad.
Digging was crazy.
I can dig it.
Hey, I'm just saying, because, bro, I've seen people be together, accidentally get pregnant, and be like, oh, hell no. So what the fuck was you with them for? If the pregnancy threw you off that bad, how you committed to somebody, you not accidentally, but like, you have an unplanned kid, and now you mad as hell that a kid is on the way.
And I don't have an answer for that. Another question that just popped into mind is like, are you with that person because you see them as a good partner, or are you with that person because you see them as a good partner and a potential parent? Because some people are good partners but not good fathers, mothers, and some people just don't have it at all.
So, but if I want to be a dad, I can't separate that baby in the bathwater. If I want to be a dad, you being a good partner to me means you will be a good parent, because I know I want to be a father one day. So I'm not going to be committing all this time to you and building all these things when I know I want to be a dad, but I got a question if you're going to be a good mom. No, I'm not doing that.
Let me chime in right here.
All right.
I think that to go with your point, Keenan, I just don't think that people are being honest about what they want. So you have people coming into these situationships. You have people coming into these half relationships and saying, hey, You, on the other hand, hey, you know what? I want to have kids. I'm looking for a future. The other person is blatantly telling you, like, yeah, no, I'm cool on kids. But because you're so into that person, you're thinking you can change their mind. And then when it does slip up and happen, that person is reacting exactly how they told you they would. That's my first point. My second point is, I don't understand people. I think Asia said this, how people just look at other people. Like, let's say the guy has 2 kids or the girl has 2 kids. And you see they're already not in any way, shape, or form a good parent.
Mm-hmm.
What possesses you to have a child with that person?
Yeah, I ain't lying, bro. That's facts, bro.
I just don't understand that.
They found out why they had the first 2 in the first place.
Yeah.
but
Hey,
I will say, if I could, if I could chime in, I think everybody made great points. I think that the exposure of who you are the exposure of yourself, if you haven't done the work, does come when you have children. And it's the one of those relationships like your mom and dad that you can't choose, like you don't have any choice but to do those things, but to figure it out, right? In my eyes, right, in my view, like I had no choice but to deal with whomever I had a child with. Mm-hmm. And I think within that, limited options, because if you're in a relationship, I could leave. Like if something is revealed about you that I don't really care for, I can then choose to no longer be in that relationship. But once we have a child, I'm now forced to be connected to you forever.
Mm-hmm. So
no, go for it. So I think that in that moment, if you are co-parenting, or if you're choosing to parent together, you don't have you got to figure it out if you want it to be productive, or you can be unproductive.
So my question to you,
that's true.
My question to this question. So do y'all feel like it's irresponsible to be doing the rhythm method with somebody you don't see yourself having kids with?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That changed my whole life, bro. Quick story. That happened one time. That happened one time. I was with somebody and it was a scare, and I was like, there's no way in hell I would ever do that again.
Like, and this is where my like rigid thinking come in. Like, dog, if you out here smacking something raw, and that happens, I can't feel bad for you, dog.
Hey, bro, but time out, man. What we don't have to go into like those type
I'm not
of
talking about you. I'm not talking about you.
Okay.
I didn't even know that.
What is going on,
bro? You could be. It's a lot of ways it can happen. It ain't got to be raw, bro.
No. But this is my thing. This is my
Monday
thing.
Night Raw.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah.
I like to bad timing.
I like to have plastic on my shovel.
I wasn't talking about you. Maybe you was out there smacking something wrong. I don't know what you was doing. You was digging. That's what they did, got you. Hey, he was digging. I guarantee he was digging with him.
I had gloves on. I had gloves on.
Oh, so you was 6 feet.
What was your point?
All right, so,
so
the point I'm making is if I'm a guy and I'm out here moving the way I'm moving and I'm doing what I'm doing and I'm not protecting myself and you end up getting caught in that game, I can't feel bad for you, dog. Yeah. Now, if you were trying to protect yourself and it end up happening off of like, oh, how did we get here? I know I did this, that, and the third. I will have more empathy, or I will feel more sympathy towards that because you were doing all the things and it just happened anyway. Mm-hmm. Like the number one, her being on board. If you don't see yourself having kids with them, then I would not be smacking it raw.
Great advice.
DJ Marcus says baby exposed commitment and willingness to deal with a product of love without guaranteeing it will still be there. Respect, bro. I hate to say this. I just feel like if you're a responsible adult, being a parent is just an added responsibility. Like you go through the emotional things, you go through all the other stuff, but like it's a very high percentage of people. If you're responsible now, you're not going to all of a sudden just become a bad parent because another added responsibility comes into play. I rarely see that happen. I'm just telling. I mean, that's my thought.
So, are you basically saying that babies ruin relationships because people don't like each other?
Way to bring that back home.
Can I go half and half? Can I go half and half? Because this is another thing. I also feel like people should plan kids. I feel like people should plan kids. Should plan.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because I use me and my wife. We were together. We was married 7 years before we even had our first kid. And what we lean on now in these tough times with those two young babies is everything we created then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's hard. People don't like each other because you ain't been with that person long enough for them to change. So you only knew that one version of them. So they have a kid. Cool. I'm 34. What I liked at 19, I did not like it 23. I did not like it 27. Now I didn't like it 30. Now I don't like it 34. But my wife and I saw those changes before we had kids and while we had them. So when she's not the same person, I'm not shocked because the core is still the same. People got to stop thinking because let somebody go through a change before you have kids. See some type of change. See some type of situation, how they handle it before you start shooting up the club. I'm done.
That was good.
Yeah.
Or opening up the club doors.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, man.
All right. All right.
I'm out of there on that one, brother.
Shout out to Lewis.
We gotta hold everybody responsible, man.
Hey, Lewis. Next question.
It's the video, boss.
No, because you wildin'.
I'm using your analogy. It's a video, bro. It's the clip. So.
Oh, not this one.
It should be a.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm an aggressive, dominant female. Right. So how do I get a guy to break those walls down?
Put the shoe on the other foot real quick. I just want to, note what this be sounding like to me. I can't wait for a woman to come along and bring me into my masculine era. I mean, the right woman to really motivate me to really protect and provide for her. Because most of these women done had me in my soft era for so long that I don't even know if women are really worthy of bringing out my masculinity. So I really got to trust the right one in order to be the man that I'm supposed to be. Who dating me? I say something like that.
Well, you know what's crazy?
Who with me if I'm saying that me being a man is contingent on you being the woman that you're supposed to be? Like, be realistic. You feel me? And again, this not to knock my beloved. I don't know her, and I don't know contextually what she means by having walls up. You feel me? And that's why I said I'm trying to be gracious. But I find too often, especially because it's popular rhetoric, that a lot of women will rather choose to place their healing, to place their progress on the backs of a doing what he's supposed to be doing. Like ladies, bro, because again, I find it more with women. Take men out of the center of your life and see what that do for you.
Fire.
Thoughts.
That was a great clip.
It was.
I go first on this one. My thoughts are, I understand what he was doing when he kind of, had that, when he basically said that back to her, right? This is my thoughts on it. I think she's saying that, or I'm finding that a lot of women say that because it's a defense mechanism. Like, they're hurt. They've been through some rough situations. So it's like, I'm aggressive. But you haven't always been aggressive. If you have to base it off what you've been through in your life to get you to that point. You're trying to protect your peace. You're trying to protect people from hurting you. But oftentimes, I think we lock into that so much that you don't put in enough work to figure out what the other side looks like for you. So when you do get a man that's trying to bring that energy out, you don't know what it feels like for him to bring that out. You just know you respond basically to trauma. You respond to going back to those feelings. So I think, like he said, if men and women take that center of attention out of the picture and you work on yourself, I think it'll be a little bit easier for both of us to kind of blend more.
Okay, Jay.
Jay, that was perfect, brother.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, well said, brother.
Thank you.
Well said. I'm gonna get off my ignorance because Jay he spoke with such wisdom. So I don't want to. Nah, you did, bro. That was beautiful. I'm not even being funny. I just.
And I've actually had to talk to a friend about that before, because that was always, I'm aggressive, dominant female, aggressive, dominant female. And I was like, well, you're going to stay an aggressive, dominant female if you don't work on breaking down your own walls.
Salute to being a good friend. I'm glad.
Because even the guy that's going to come, who's going to be good for you, you're never going to be receptive of it because you're in this aggressive, dominant female role. So you don't even give anybody a chance. Like, as soon as they do something nice, you like for what? You know, like,
yo,
what's
you stupid,
what's the problem?
Stupid, and they like what? When they do something nice, it's like what?
I'm not doing it again. But it's like, what's the problem? Is you're never gonna get anywhere until you truly work on yourself. And it's okay to say, all right, I'm a dominant female, or I'm an independent woman, or whatever. But that's not an excuse for you to act a certain way towards men, because you're gonna block out your blessings.
And I will say a couple of things. I wholeheartedly agree with. I'm gonna get to your comment, Marcus. So I agree with you. It's a couple of things. Speaking on red flags from I'm gonna Earth 99 real quick. If you lead with that, I'm like, let me find out you have walls somewhere. Like, when you lead with that, it's like, dog, why are we here? If you walking into the situation like, oh, I'm a dominant, aggressive, all that. Okay, I hear you, but like, why are we leading with that? Like, if I figure out you do something like, damn, okay, there's a little aggression there. Let's figure out what that's about. I then made the decision to see it, acknowledge it, and then move forward. But when you meet me with that, I'm like, okay, because it made me think that you're not, like what Jay said, you're not over something. I don't get why that came into this situation. Now, I will say that I see often, like, a lot of women having to be that way because women are a lot more progressive in their careers. They're a lot more independent now. So certain environments harden you or teach you certain things that might not be the best things to apply in a relationship. So I want to acknowledge that, like, sometimes they got to be certain ways in certain environments, so they end up being that way as a person. But my thing is this: I've never seen somebody like somebody and have those problems. You get what I'm saying? Like, you typically like somebody and then you're open to what's coming to you. You don't start with, oh, I'm this and I'm that. What you gonna do? Leave. I'm good because I'm not dealing with that. And I'm this gonna sound bad. Don't no dude want to deal with that. Like, don't no dude want to deal with that, dog. Like, okay, I got enough testosterone. I don't need double. Come on, man.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you show up like that, you don't even know if you like the person.
Touche.
Right.
If you're showing up like that, like, there's literally a wall up. Somebody could say something that's actually nice, but you so used to being hard that you like, nah. Like, you know, like, you don't even allow yourself to open up the conversation because there's that wall up.
Yeah. Yep.
And like you said, don't nobody got time for that. Like, nobody wants to deal with that. So you need to deal with you.
So I got a question to make sure I get. Is this a form of a wall? Somebody, like, you know how, like, every woman, not every woman. Woo! Some women take, hey, damn, Brittany, I said, my bad. Some women take a guy being nice as they're always trying to approach them. Is that a type of wall? Like, every guy being nice and a girl think you're trying to flirt with them? Is that a defense mechanism in the same type area? Would that fall into like a wall that needs to be broken down where I'm just being nice, but you think I'm what's the word I'm looking for? You think I'm maneuvering towards you or trying to send a signal, but I'm really just being nice? Is this in that same realm of conversation?
I wouldn't say
really
so.
Know. Okay.
I think
wouldn't.
Okay.
I think it's just awareness. I think they don't understand the difference between somebody being nice and somebody flirting with them. I just don't think they're aware of that, because some people do. You should have confidence and all of those things, but I think that sometimes you can have a little bit too much and you feel like everybody wants you. And sometimes that's because you haven't had that humbling experience. And when you get that humbling experience, you'll say, hey,
man, what Jay on tonight, man? What you on tonight, my boy? Go ahead, my boy.
That boy been reading.
Yeah.
Monday Night Raw, man.
Hey, he's standing up, all the blood in his brain, boy. It ain't nowhere.
Oh,
Hey yo.
No, my bad, bro. Hey, Jay, nah, that's real though. That humbling experience, bro. Yo,
Hey. Oh, I can't stand this.
mhm.
boy, nah, that blood. I'm telling you, that blood flowing, boy.
Oh man, I'm weak right now.
Nah, man. Everybody should get called ugly at least once in their life. It's good for your health. It is.
Oh,
I ain't
man.
lying. It is. Hey, so Asia, you don't got no. I ain't heard you say nothing about it.
I don't think Brittany said anything. Did you say anything, Brittany?
So the reason why I haven't said anything is because like, all right, this is about to be like a truth moment,
Okay.
low key vulnerable.
Okay.
Not the part of what she was talking about, but more so what he was talking about. Because I appreciate everything that he was saying, right? What's hilarious is I legitimately was just having this conversation with Britt like 6 hours ago. Like just having this conversation. And I think it's around something that we didn't talk about is like, what if the woman is not necessarily like this aggressive, all the things that she was saying, but more so taught that the man is supposed to lead, right? And so because of that, she then centers her life around this idea of marriage. That would then mean that the head of the household is supposed to be not the center, but it becomes like, okay, I want a man that can do those things so that I can feel secure, right? Than being this feminine or bringing the feminine energy to the home. What I was talking to Britt about is like, I feel like seeing in my life, like all of my friends have very healthy marriages, right? And that becomes, for me, it's like then I start to like idolize marriage. So then that means that I'm idolizing, okay, then I'm viewing my life as like, oh, I'm a potential wife. I'm a potential wife, potential wife, potential wife. If that is the center of my being, right? And the essence of me, I'm not always thinking about me as an individual. I'm not always thinking about healing just for me. I'm thinking about healing for my future husband, for me being a future mom and a future things, because I've seen the fruit of healthy marriages, right? Not just one, not just two. I can name at least 5. And so the part around what he was saying, though, is what I just came to the realization of, that I was just talking to Britt about. And I'm like, yo, I've been idolizing marriage. So like, I actually have to think about me as me and not like a future wife right now. And so if I'm healing me as me, then I will be an amazing wife, right? Then I will be an amazing mom. It's
For
not
sure.
that one has to come before the next. So I really just appreciate, for me, it actually is like confirmation. That's why I'm sitting here quiet, because I'm like, that's actually bananas, because we just talked about this
Yeah.
earlier.
That's
And I'll say this to that, Asia, about like what you said earlier about like, is this notion that the man always leads, right? Which I agree with. I think a lot of times, like, people think, it seems like people don't think there's not conversations around that. Like, I think a lot of times there's this blind notion that a guy, your one that you pick, is going to know everything that makes you secure before he even meets you. Now, he may pick up on some things. He may have all the abilities and all the things he needs to do that, but there's still some background conversations that need to be had about what truly make you feel secure. Because I feel like a lot of times leadership gets thrown around in the context of relationships, but like, dog, you still got to talk. You still got to know what she needs or what he may need in order for me to be that for this family. Now, when I'm saying that, I'm not saying that he doesn't know anything, but it's like J. Cole said, you came a long way. Good news is you came a long way. Bad news is you went the wrong way. Like, I could be leading to some shit that I think is right, but if I'm not bringing you security in the way I'm doing it, it's your I don't want to say job, but it's your part of the relationship to talk to me. Like, hey, like, I kind of need this from you. Like, I love what you're doing, but I need this right here. And I should be able to say, okay, in order for that, then this. Like, conversation still happens before it's all like, oh, I ain't worried about it no more. That ain't how it really work. You know what I'm saying? And this is experience, matching your vulnerability a little bit. It's hard when women have a great emotional memory So if you fail a couple times and they know what it was like when you fail, they have to learn to let that go when you figure it out, because they can tend to stay in that space if you fail a couple of times. I had to work through that when I was young. Made a couple of mistakes. I'm like, damn, okay, little bond right here, got us out of it. But you know, my wife had to be like, yeah, okay, we was young and dumb. Okay, he figured it out. So a lot of times we stay in that space instead of talking about what happened then and moving from it.
It's all a process, man. And Asia, to your point, I think it's good as someone that isn't married yet to think about themselves in that capacity. I think that's a beautiful thing. And what I've learned in my experience in life as a leader in and out of the home, to Keena's point, that it's a process. And I think what makes or defines anyone as good is your willingness to evolve. Your willingness to continue to progress and adjust to be what it is you want to be, or to have that relationship or that outcome be whatever it is that you want, or whomever you are in agreement with, for that to be the end, right? Because it's never, you can be good in one area or be good in this time and span, but not be so good later on. But it's your willingness to evolve, to adjust as necessary in order to get the desired outcome. I think that's what makes you good long term. But it's good that it's great that you're thinking about it now and your capacity as a wife in the future. I really like the video, and what I thought was interesting to see is how men have someone articulate how men hear things, right? Yeah. So when women come and they come with these demands, or they come with showing us who they are or telling us, I think it's important to understand how that is received. And to Jay's point, and this is applicable to anyone's situation, when people come into a room and they tell you who they are, that's them trying to create a boundary, or them trying to secure, or protect themselves. So anytime anyone has to come into a situation and say, I am this, they want to make it known in order to protect themselves or try to establish a boundary up front. So that's something I noticed. I'm glad you picked up on that, Jay, because that was something I was going to call out.
I appreciate it.
Well said, bro.
Thank you.
Let's go. Did we miss you?
I didn't really have anything to say. Well, other than, Lewis, you kind of hit what I was going to mention. I do think that this kind of falls into the double standard realm too. So I appreciate Tripp kind of explaining it from the male perspective, because if dudes say that, we do as women look at you sideways. Like, you're not supposed to say that, but then it's supposed to be respected as a woman. Like, oh, put me in my feminine energy, or, oh, I have this wall up because X, Y, and Z. But if a man does it, then we hold them at a different, not really for me. I'm already the woman in the relationship, don't need another one. Or I already have a kid, don't need another one. So It's very good to hear it, because I've never heard a man come from that perspective. So I genuinely appreciated hearing it from the other side too.
Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for acknowledging that.
Yeah, seriously.
For sure. Seriously. I haven't heard anyone. I'm not gonna say woman. I haven't heard that before.
I'm not gonna turn the conversation. Let him be quiet then. You know what I'm saying? That's all good points, because I don't want to say something that's like, what the fuck? So okay. But because we are on Monday night, so I am gonna say it. So this is my thing that I think plays into that. Historically, for so long, men have been the ones that had to prove their value in relationships. There's always been this notion, once you find, once a woman could be demanding because what most men used to want. That's the only thing they want. You were pretty, you did that, okay, we good. I think now, with the video saying, it's now we're in a space where we're trying to prove value to each other when we're trying to figure out if we want to continue this thing. It used to be damn, she bad, she bad, she come to me, okay, shit. I'm gonna put up with whatever she say because she bad in the mom. You understand me? It's not like that anymore. The approach is different, because it's hey, I'm a little secure in what I do and who I am. I'm not afraid to say, if you come like that, I'm oh, I'm good. I don't want to deal with that. That's not typically the thing that used to happen. And now that I think it's being voiced, and I like the way he did it respectfully, it's an adjustment. It's an adjustment because I believe both parties bring value. I don't believe the value was always acknowledged historically. Now it is being acknowledged. I'll leave it there.
Okay.
All right, P. It's,
Wait,
it's
say
on
all
you.
right, Keith.
Yes, on you. The third.
Oh, Keenan, go. You can go ahead. Can y'all read that?
Hold on.
There we go.
You want me to read it out loud?
Yeah.
Okay. Your partner has all 7, but you have to delete one forever. A, trustworthy. B, good sex. C, family oriented. D, funny. E, supportive. G, financially stable. H, good health.
Good health.
Wow.
Good health. She said good health.
Yeah,
Wait,
bro. Dang, no.
How can you still have good sex with bad health?
I'm trying to think, bro. I'm trying to think.
I say family oriented for me. Shit, you ain't gotta be all that.
Nah, bro. I can't get that one up, bro. I can't be nah.
Yeah,
I'll give up the funny. You
You
ain't gotta be funny. Shit. You could be.
Nah.
Forever?
No, you got to be funny.
That'd be funny.
No, hey, so what is
No,
this
yeah,
fascination?
no.
You can't say forever though. Yeah, nah, never mind.
Yeah,
What is this fascination with women and making being like? I feel like laughter. We talked about this. Laughter kind of is the entry point for women for
It's
certain
gold.
things. Why is that so valuable to you guys?
literally the entry point.
I don't know. Laughter is
It
good
is.
for the soul.
It is, but it's definitely going to be funny for me out of those that's listed.
Okay, mine
But-
too. Okay.
Funny can go
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I definitely need the rest of those things. Like I'm huge on support. Like I need the support, financially stable. I'm super big on family, good sex. Yep, all the things. So
You can't
trustworthy.
You keep walking into jokes that I'm not saying, Princess.
Hey,
I'm
Princess,
gonna leave you alone, man.
You can't have a
Trustworthy.
guy with bad sex and funny.
I'm just,
You can't have a guy that's have bad sex, but he's funny.
I don't need to laugh. My friends, I make myself laugh.
So you gonna
I
be
make
laughing.
myself laugh.
Yeah.
Ah, man, it's like I'm torn between 3. Like, damn sure got to be trustworthy, but like family oriented, financially stable,
And good health.
Nah. I need you to good health.
Crazy.
But the thing said forever though, right? Like you giving this up.
Yeah, I can't. I can't.
Define
Nah,
good.
I can't. This is the thing. Like financially stable to me, like we can work that out. Like we can work. No, I'll take that back. I take that back.
Because they never gonna be. They won't be
Right.
financially.
They're gonna be broke forever.
The supportive.
You gonna be working more, but it ain't no working it out.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm gonna have to go funny. I'm gonna have to go funny, bro. Everything else I gotta have, bro. I gotta have
Yeah.
the family oriented piece. I got like, bro. I was thinking about that. That was number 2. Like, yeah, nah, but
Why are y'all so quick to give that up? That's like huge.
because I viewed it in 2 different ways, right? Like when Jay said it first, I initially thought about it, her and her family, not her and my family. So then when I thought about it further, I thought about then it being in my family being family oriented, because like, you know, it ain't a lot of people that got a lot of close-knit families that's actually close. It may appear that way, but like it ain't a lot of people that's actually close in real life. So then it may be like, oh, well, I don't really care about that. We could create our own family. But then I thought about like, damn, if we create our own and you're still not family oriented, that could create a problem.
Yeah.
The supportive thing, I'm like, damn, like I hear you, that's cool, but like I needed that OD supportive because I'm not downplaying her support. It's just like what support looks like, right? Like, does that you mean like validation? Like when I'm going through, you're like, oh, you can do it. Or is it like all the things that I'm appreciative of now? Like when I gotta go this, you handling this, or you understand this while I'm doing that. Like I loop that into support. I'm like, damn, I gotta keep that too. I don't want no boring ass wife though.
She gonna be funny.
Are you saying that if she's not funny, then she's boring?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That's the way that I feel. I genuinely
Yeah, bro,
mean
like,
that with my whole heart.
if
Like,
I can't laugh
I'll
with
leave
you,
the house stale.
yeah, we might look at a divorce.
So is that the answer for women? Because if the guy's not funny,
see?
he's then boring.
See, I don't think that equates to boring. to me.
Okay.
Because you may not be funny, but we look at funny stuff. We do stuff that's fun together. Like we're adventurous. We have experiences together, but you're just not funny. I can live without that if compared to the rest of the things that's on the list.
I don't know, yo. Hey,
What you getting rid of?
Huh?
Oh, go ahead, Asia. What you getting rid of for real?
Who? Asia.
I genuinely I don't think y'all understand how hard of a time I'm having with this.
Yeah.
I'm
B is not
I'm dead ass about to say like I'm single forever because I can't pick one, and I know
Damn.
and the reason for me though is because like, and I know for y'all like the idea of funny is not that like why okay, but for me in my home like being for real. The thing that kept my family together, I really believe this for as long as it did, was the fact that my father was hilarious. And all we did was laugh. So for me, like the idea of funny makes me think of like joy in the home. And like there are days that like me and my brother did not know what was going on and the chaos around us because my dad was so funny. And so for me, like the idea of like funny for me is healing. And it just like, it's something about having like this lightness, this joy in the home, because like tough times are legit going to come in a partnership. Right. So even though like there are some of those things that even if they're not gone forever, they're going to fluctuate. Like nobody's going to be financially stable in the way that they want to forever. Nobody's going to have good sex every single time. Our health is going to fluctuate. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it's something about being able to make me laugh. even in those tough times, like I need that, like in a real way. So for me, I don't know.
Hey, what's the grace you get for the ratio to good to bad sex?
What I don't have percentages like you, Keenan. I can't give him a ratio.
Way to flip that on his ass.
What I will say is, it needs to happen. Like it has to happen, but. I mean, but that's gonna fluctuate because and on the real, because I'm a woman, so I know for me, he's gonna have to show me grace too. You know what I'm saying? Because like there's a whole, as a woman, like not trying to get all gory or whatever, but like there's at least a week out of the month that it's like I know for a fact it's a no-go. So he has to show me grace in that regard. So in the same way, I feel like I'll show him grace too.
Hold on, Asia. May I ask a question?
Yeah.
So with respect to the week, but the first part that you said about
I don't
grace,
like where this is going.
I already know where this is.
Okay,
like.
never mind,
No,
y'all.
go
Damn.
Go ahead.
Hey, yo, man. Hey, for real though, like for real, y'all. I don't really like the way y'all carry me a little bit on that, bro.
Keenan, I'm saying, please ask me.
So when you say give grace, hey,
yeah.
Are you saying like there will be moments where you know it was bad from your end?
Could be sure. If I'm not in the mood and I'm only doing it because he wants to do it, yeah, I'm not giving him my all.
Okay, respect.
Like, and I feel like that's just being real about it. But I think I was referring to that week.
Oh, that's why I said with respect to the week, because I'm gonna tell you why I said it. Oh man, it feels so good to be back. I think there's a misconception that a lot of people had, like, because a woman's pretty. Now, I'm not speaking on anybody here. Like, I feel like there's a misconception, like, when you talk about good sex, bad sex, 9 times out of 10 it gets thrown on a dude, right, or a quickie, or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. Women get a lot more grace about it being good when it's not always that.
That's fact.
Like, just because she's pretty, we say, oh damn, let me see it. We think it's something, and it's like, nah, dog, you not doing what you think you're doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's why I asked, because you rarely hear a woman say like, well, no, I'm gonna need some grace too, because it's like I think that's harder, and that's a harder conversation to have than it is for a woman to tell her guy like, hey, do this, to come to your woman and be like, yeah, I'm not sure, because you may create an insecurity that she never knew was there. Because what am I tripping, fella? Am I tripping?
No, I'm just I'm really deep in thought on this subject, and I'm trying to figure out the appropriate way to comment without sounding crazy.
I mean, I've seen where it's like, hey, I would say D. Marcus said, I would say D. She ain't got to be funny. I can hold it down.
Okay.
But nah, bro. I just think a lot of times I'd be like, oh, like we get dinged because our finishing act is pleasurable to us 10 out of 10 times. It's assumed that it was good, and it's not always the case. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But you know what I was gonna say was,
wouldn't have been a night unless Lewis say something crazy.
All right, so I feel like women have an advantage because they may not necessarily have to be good at the act, but they could have in their possession a pot of gold, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, possession.
Does that mean, you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
No, we
They
don't
can have a
elaborate,
pot of
Lewis.
gold. They ain't even got to be good at that, but they can have a pot of gold.
And that thing, hey, look, that thing turn you into blank man.
That's what I'm saying. So, you know, I feel like they got an advantage in that, you know, in that sense.
That's
I'll
real.
leave it at that.
Yeah, it is a lot. There's a lot of them that got a pot of coal. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
No, that's true. That's true.
All right, I'm done. I ain't saying nothing else because I don't want to get in trouble.
Appreciate you. Hey, Keenan, I appreciate you humbling these women on this podcast, man. Not our women, but all the women watching.
No, I'm not humbling. No, whoa. I am not humbling anybody.
That man said,
I was
think you got a
appreciating the fact that my good sis Asia said grace needs to be given on both sides.
That's true.
I'm not humbling anybody. If your experiences work for your relationship, continue to do them. If he is not complaining, then it's good. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not humbling anybody.
But Britt, did you answer?
Nope.
Good health. How many times y'all want me to say it?
Are you serious?
Yes.
Brittany, so if he had no legs.
Oh man.
That meat still
So
works.
I did.
Yeah. Hey,
thank you, Princess.
He rolling in it.
Hey,
Lewis, he digging. He digging.
He digging. I don't know how.
She just gonna pick him up and lay him on the bed.
Yeah, just
Wait, hold on. This is like no funny, but for real, they got like contraptions and machines and stuff.
They do
that be helping them out. No funny
for disabled people.
Yeah, and they like they have to like it's like a whole thing. But yeah,
I'm not.
It ain't one of them Tesla robots, is it?
So,
hey, a question for you. You telling me you about to walk into the room with your lingerie on and put your man in the swing? And that's
Jay, stay in the shadows. Stay in the shadows.
Oh man!
I'm about to look that up when we get off this call. I'm about to look that up.
Stay in the shadows.
My God, bro, I'm done with y'all, bro.
I can't.
No, that's wow. Lewis and Princess Hattie for the talks of the night, y'all.
Yeah, that's
it.
Hey, great vibes, y'all. Great vibes, man. We got a fair foul, and we're gonna get up out of here. All right, man. So fair foul vibes, man. You know, this was given still by Princess, curated this vibe as well. So you chilling, your life is exactly how it looks right now. You get this text message. You can quit your job when you're ready. I'm gonna get you a car for $450 weekly allowance. Love, but you have to handle all house needs, no bills. You get that text. Fair or foul? You quitting your job or you staying with it?
Foul.
What the?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, nah.
450 ain't enough.
That's not. I was gonna say that's too little.
450 is not enough. The only way that would be fair for me is if that was roughly how much I made weekly.
But I got a question.
If I made around that amount or less, then cool. That's fair.
So it needs to supplement your income?
If you want me to stop working.
Hold on. Princess, may I?
Yeah.
So, but what I'm saying is, wouldn't that mean? So I hear what you're saying, but if I'm eliminating your bills,
Right.
we're talking about the money left over. $450 left over a week is decent. No,
No.
She
I
can't.
don't. I what?
She
What was
can't
about
buy
to
no
say?
Louis Vuitton on $450 a week.
here you go.
Exactly.
Here you go.
You're right. Facts. I can't. I also can't travel that much with that either. But
For instance, each week you can get something. You buy the ticket week 1. You buy the flight week 2. You buy the hotel week 3. Spend the money week 4. Bow.
and it's not even about. But what I'm saying is like for you to offer me $450 a week and to tell me to stop working. That's still, in my opinion, minimizing, like where I am currently.
So
Even though you're taking away the
Hold on.
bills, because then
Hold on,
you're
Kitty.
telling me I
So-
gotta clean up and cook for you every night.
So
I'm not a fan of that either.
is it tied to what you can produce for yourself as opposed to what
Yes.
he's giving you? So it's like you're limiting what you could do for yourself, so to speak.
Yeah.
As opposed to supplementing a lifestyle. Because you have the lifestyle, but I can on my own, I can bring in more than this and have what I want.
Mm-hmm.
But
what if, can I just say something like, I genuinely like my job. At least one of them.
That too.
So like for me, it's like, so I'm supposed to sit at home, right? I clean up and all the things, which I already do for myself. Cause you said the current life I have, right? And it's like, then what? Be like, just wait for you to come home? Like for me, I literally, I feel like I live a fulfilled life because I genuinely like the work that I do. Like it gives me purpose. So for me, I don't want to be sitting at home. It's not, for me, it's not just so much about the income that I make for myself. Like I feel like the work that I do gives me purpose. So for me, it's like, so I'm supposed to not do that, to do the things I already currently do, and then do nothing else with that and just wait for you to get home.
Why does it go to like this, like rotten, like sit on the couch every day, wait for you to get home vibe?
Okay, so what I'm asking then, Keenan, so then I would just be, because what I'm saying is, so then I would just be going to work but not getting paid. Like what would I be doing with that time? Because I feel like what I currently do now feeds into my purpose. So what would I be doing, even if I'm not recording? Like I'm become a content creator.
Hey.
But I don't want to, because I love my job. You see what I'm saying? Like I love my job. I would rather be doing groups.
So let me ask you a question. May I? Of
course.
Do you feel like you're stripping a part of your identity if you were to quit your job? Like, why can't you fulfill your purpose in another way? So I agree with you. You love your job. You said it's within your purpose. So do you feel like if you're not doing that job in a specific way you're doing it, you losing a part of your identity?
I don't feel that way, because I think that even with the job that I'm doing now, like I see it evolving, right? But my spouse would be asking me to quit my job, which I guess is like, is it just that job, or is it like, hey, I don't want you to work? Because for me, then I'm like, okay, cool, then I'll just start my business doing groups, which would be me doing the same thing that I'm doing now, just with a different name on it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm still working. So like I'm still not gonna be able to, you know what I'm saying? Like that's for me. That's why I went to, what else would I be doing with my time?
So zero to do with the 450.
For me, no, like that's not, like number one, I know I can provide for myself, but it's more of like, what else would I be doing with that time?
Yeah. I think the only way that this would kind of work is if you're a mom. Because if you're asking me to quit my job, even if it is something that I like, I can now be an efficient mom. Like there's no excuse for me not to be a bomb ass mom and a wife too, because I have time now to do those things. And if you're taking care of all the bills, including the kids, and I have $450 a week, like now I'm able to be a mom, fulfill the responsibilities 100%. Right. And then still get that quote unquote allowance, which, by the way, I hate that word. I'm not a kid. But yeah.
I don't know.
You prefer a stipend?
I was going to say stipend.
Hey, look, if our lifestyle don't change, Give me that 450. It'd be the cleanest. I'll pay for the cleaning service. I'll pay for the cleaning service out of the first payment. I get it in after that.
I'm not gonna lie, 450 don't go very far anymore.
This is what I'm saying. I'm not looking at
450
as my only. So look, this is my mindset, and I'm gonna be like, I'm not saying I want to be a stay-at-home dad. I don't even really care how people perceive it. What I'm saying is, if you gave me my time the way it looks now, my kids still went to school. I wake up, get them ready. They still go to school, and I'm allotted when they get to school to when they get out to be able to move how I want. Oh, it won't be long. I'll take that 450 for a year. It won't be long.
I get what you're saying. I'm gonna go back to Princess's point, or what I assume, or what I thought Princess's point was. I just know that I can generate more, and I want to maximize that as much as possible. So. And I think that, and it also ties back into purpose, because I feel like my purpose is tied to what I can create and provide for myself. It's probably not as at peace as Asia is, which I think is beautiful. And I think it's good to have that perspective, because you don't hear people talk about that a lot, about them being fulfilled and enjoying what they do. You know, I think that's beautiful. But for me, I'm better when I'm pushing myself, you know, in that capacity. That's just me.
May I? Lewis, may I?
Yes. Yeah. No.
Okay. All right. So my thing is, and I really want. I'm asking you and Princess and Asia, why does quitting the job now limit your like? Why does that limit what you can provide? Like, why doesn't it make you create something or do something that you can still provide? It may not be what it was when you quit, but you can now go build that thing and still provide in that way.
Because I think we all chose jobs that fulfilled it to a degree. I think we make the choice to choose the careers that we're currently in. We're all capable people. If we weren't in a place or position where it was worth, not just from a money perspective, but worth fulfilling our needs as people, we probably wouldn't be doing it anyway.
That's true.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I will say that I would feel differently, to Britt's point, if I had kids and that gave me the opportunity to be a stay-at-home mom. I would definitely feel differently, and I would possibly feel differently if I absolutely just hated what I did for a living.
So I'm gonna tell you why I feel so strongly on this. So y'all know I taught for 10 years, and I had summers off, and I really realized the power of time. When you have intentional time, when you wake up, even before I had kids, you wake up and it's like you see how fast everybody else is moving, and you see how much you can really get done in a day when you're intentional about your own time. So I had the career, I had the job, but here I was allotted 8 weeks where I was still getting paid, but I didn't have to go report anywhere. So in my mind, in those summers, I was able to make up more ground on what I wanted to do in those 8 weeks that most people got to do in a year. So I guess for me, it's like being able to see that in real time. I just don't. If the thing for me, if you paying all the bills, and I know it sounds weird coming from a guy, I don't see it as me staying at home trying to be at home.
So, and I think that's where the disconnect is. So let's change and say that you are a stay-at-home father full time, though, meaning the kids are staying there and you're homeschooling. You don't get that free.
I'm not doing that. No.
So I think looking at it from, I have that free time to do all this stuff. We're looking at
my kids in school. She paying all the bills, so they going to school.
But if Brittany's gonna be a stay-at-home mom, the kids gonna be there too. They're young.
Oh no.
You look at it from like a young perspective, like your kids are young now. They're not in school. They offered you, your woman offered you that position. Would you take that for $450 a week and stand at home with the kids?
Hell no.
All right, then.
and I also think that the perspective for a woman is different, because like I was raised to like have your own, right? So for me, $450 a week plus, didn't the end of the text say, okay, I'll pay all the bills, and then he said, what?
You take care of the house stuff.
You take care of
all the house needs, no bills.
Yeah, like for me, I always feel like stuff like that is like a way of controlling for a lot of people, not for everyone. And so you can't control me off of $450 a week. You get what I'm saying?
How much it costs?
Can he pay to
The
control
house
you?
Yeah, how much it costs?
Like that's not
Or-
good. You can't do that with $450 a week. It has to be more than $450 a week. I don't care if you are paying the bills.
How much can he control you? I'm just saying, what's that price? What's that price tag?
What's that number?
I can't give you a number, but I'm just saying, like
Was that
it's
450?
coming off like controlling to me, and $450 just doesn't seem like enough for me to like your meal gonna be hot and ready every night.
So that's why the $450 take care of Uber Eats too. So I'm saying this. What Princess, real question, because this is what gets me, yo. Right? Like, I feel like as millennials, we attach to lifestyle so much, right? But like, let me ask y'all this: if y'all had to do that for 3 years for the greater goal to be accomplished, would you do it then?
What's the greater goal, bro?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say.
Right. That's what I was wondering.
Say if you had to do that. Say if you had to do that because it was easier. I guess I'm just throwing this out there. It was easier for you to stay home and eliminate childcare and some other things. You staying home saved us money in order for us to go do the next thing, whether it's buy a house or do whatever the next setup is. Like you staying home and me doing that saved us money versus paying the $3,000 in child care every month. Would that change the perspective if you could see where it was going and then you were asked that?
Yeah.
I said it would change the perspective if it came down to kids. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But that brings in a different element because I feel moment of vulnerability, right? Been there for real, been there. Where I had to take a sacrifice in terms of childcare during COVID. Work like changed for me, right? So I'm looking. I just finished a master's degree. Oop, can't apply the degree because I got a kid at home. But I knew husband was out making moves, doing all these things to put us in a better space. Once COVID kind of settled down, and now we're reaping the benefits I'm reaping the benefits really of that sacrifice, and we're kind of doing that together. But it brings in a different. So the answer to the question, Keenan, is yes. However, when you're in it, it's kind of hard to see the greater goal. Like you really want to throw in the towel sometimes. It brings in a different vibe because you're not always in a good space because you're the one that's making the sacrifice. So I'll say that you have to consistently remind yourself that there is a greater goal. So for some people, it might be easier to say, no, I'm not going to do that because the greater goal seems so far-fetched and I have to sit in this mud for this X amount of time, and I really don't want to do that. I'd rather get to the finish line quicker or a different way where I don't have to sacrifice my own personal, I don't even want to say happiness because it wasn't sadness, but like my own self-fulfillment temporarily just to get to the end goal. Some people don't want to do that.
That was good, Brittany.
Jay, did you pick?
Yeah, I did.
What did you say? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
No. That's not enough.
Okay.
No.
What's your number, Jay?
Yeah.
You can be pimped out too, my boy. What's your number?
Yeah.
Nah, I have a number. I'm just not doing that. Some people, I'ma just be straight. I don't want to be a stay-at-home anything. I've never had a stay-at-home job. I don't want to be stay-at-home anything. That's just me. Hell,
the thing
I'm
is,
with you, bro. I gotta work. I gotta do something.
I just don't equate it to not doing anything. I think it's what the point I won't let up on. I get what you're saying though, Lewis, but it's not saying they're not doing anything. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. A lot of dudes wouldn't say this. I believe myself to be a pretty good dad. I love my babies.
Yeah.
I've been with my babies this Friday through today. And if I knew for a fact I didn't have to go to work tomorrow, I might have canceled the night. What? Now, and it ain't even. Hey, yo.
We've been with them all day.
Hey, bro. Hey, Lewis, am I lying, bro?
Nah, man, you been with them all day, man.
And the thing is, don't get me twisted. Don't see this is what parents don't really acknowledge. I love my children, but boy,
yep,
they don't understand personal space. My oldest just want to play, grabbing on me all the time, dog. If I had to be a stay-at-home dad tomorrow, we'll probably have to fight. I love him. I love him. I do, but bro, it can be so overwhelming because you don't have time to think. And I am ranting, dad ranting real quick. Even to this point, you even have you have to make a decision every time they go down to take a nap. Do I want my energy back or do I want to get this thing done? Literally every time they're going down for a nap. So I said that to say, me personally, I think it takes a special person to be a stay-at-home whatever.
Yeah.
It just does, dog. I'm not for it. I wouldn't even, hey, look, if I had enough money to make my wife stay at home, I'd get a nanny. Fuck that. I'm not going through that.
Yes.
I'm not going through that. I'm not going through it, bro. That joint is so taxing for anybody, emotionally, mentally, and like, nah.
At that age, at that age, it is. At that age, it is.
And that's why I'm speaking to my experiences.
When I was in college, I was a nanny for a woman. She had 3 boys at the time, or 4. It was like 4 under like 6, and yeah, it was wild. And where would she be? She would be upstairs in her room, and she would just say, "Please, I just need a break," because she was a stay-at-home mom, but she had me as a nanny. And so I would go over a couple days out the week, literally just so she could breathe. And she would say, "I'm upstairs. I have told them that I'm going to the store. I am not here. Do not disturb me for if anything goes wrong, call her dad." And she was just legit, just upstairs chilling, just chilling, because she needed that break.
I'm not. Asia, I had a joke that I ain't say, man. I've been on joke time tonight.
Good job.
Anyway. Hey, so hey man, appreciate everybody that's been tapping in. Any more thing else on the allowance before we close out? All right, man. Hey man, salute to Lewis and Princess. Super dope topics of the night, man. Appreciate everybody that's been tapping in with us, man. We are the Monday Night Crew. We record every other Monday, man. Please like, subscribe. That's how we grow the platform. That's how we grow the show. Thank you, everybody. It's your boy K.Mims. I got the ladies of the show, Miss Asia, Princess, and Brittany. My bros, Louis B and DJ J Dub. We are the Monday Night Crew, and we are out.
Bye.